What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, checking out the ridiculously powerful and, in my opinion, unnecessary new Pendulum support card coming out in the Premium Pack 18. This is Pendulum Halt, and yeah, I guess Konami thought like Pendulums needed a second pot of greed. Shoutouts to Konami, still rocking the Pendulum support in 2017, even as we enter 2018 in the new year. Normal spell card, it says if there are 3 or more face-up Pendulum monsters with different names in your extra deck, draw 2 cards. Also, you cannot add cards from your deck to your hand for the rest of the turn. Okay, so to me, this seems like pretty unfair of a card. I don't understand why Pendulums got a second pot of greed. Number one, they already have a pot of greed. It's called Pot of Riches. No one really plays it because it actually has, like, you know, legitimate restrictions on it. The fact that you can only like Pendulum summon, that's like the only special summon you can do for the turn. It feels a lot more fair than this card because the restriction of I can't add cards for the rest of the turn is kind of BS, because it seems like you can kind of do all your popping off, you can do all your searching from your Pendulum graph cards and from your Joker and all that stuff before you activate this, and then activating this before the battle phase. Hey, let me just see if I can luck sack and get a quick Regeki or something like that just to guarantee the winner Reno, or I don't know. It just feels like it's so unnecessary. Like, I don't really get how this card got through R&D, and it just seems like Konami is trying to say, hey, it's a hard once per turn effectively. But I feel like this card was just a little too powerful. I'm directly comparing it to Pot of Riches, which almost acts identical in nature. They're both cards that kind of require you to have like 3 different Pendulums or something like that. Not only does Pot of Riches shuffle them back into your deck, so a lot of times I would imagine you're not going to be able to Pendulum summon them unless I guess you Pendulum summoned already. But then Pot of Riches says like the only special summoning you can do for that entire turn before or after you activate the card is basically like the Pendulum summon. You can't do any of the link bullshit, or you can't do any synchro summoning. I don't know, this card doesn't, like, the restriction just doesn't feel legitimate, and I would probably run like 1 copy because this card is, wait, isn't this card searchable from Duos Alliance? Because it does, oh no, wait, maybe Duos, I think, okay, Duos Alliance only searches monsters. Okay, I'm completely off my rocker now. But in general, this kind of just feels like one of those cards that if you open with a play, or if your play gets stopped at some point, like I would just play this to potentially draw some defensive cards, or to potentially draw like a Regeki, because why not luck sack you? It doesn't really seem like Pendulum decks in general really have to do anything out of the norm to activate this. When you have Wavering Eyes at 3 and Pendulum, Perform a Power Pendulum Sorcerer is searchable, and you have all these other ways of blowing up your cards, and you can even do the same thing kind of in Metaphors with the fusion summoning and the inherent effects in the Pendulum skills. Just kind of feels like this card is, I don't know, I feel like it's unnecessary. Like, Pendulum players didn't really need to get this card, because if they get stopped at any point throughout their turn, it's like, hey, I can just activate my free little Pot of Greed and get some more cards. So whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Obviously, I feel like this card is strong. Probably a strictly better version of Pot of Riches that will probably actually see competitive play and Pendulum Magicians if it's not too cloggy. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already. Turn on that notification bell for daily videos.